So welcome everyone. My name is Eric Romero. I'm the Director of Information Services for the City of Baton Rouge and Parish of East Baton Rouge.
I'm Melody Landry. I'm the new hire. I'm the Outreach Coordinator for Information Services.
So we were supposed to have a third compadre here, Warren Crone, who's our GIS manager. He came down with something on Thursday and we told him to stay away. And of course, we want to thank all the sponsors listed here that can make this event happen in Baton Rouge. It's pretty impressive to see so many people here and then in all the other sessions that have been going on throughout the day. So what we're going to speak about today is some of the city parish digital initiatives and some of the data that's available to the public. We're going to cover our Open Data BR platform, our GIS platform, and the Citizen Data Academy, which is extremely important on educating the public on how to use all the different tools that we have. So our digital initiatives are driven by two main goals: transparency, which is making public data available to the public, but then also internally to drive efficient government operations. So our transparency efforts started in, actually it's not here, but it started in 2014, where then Mayor Holden issued an executive order basically telling all the departments to start providing their data to us to include in our Open Data platform that we were working on. In 2015, we launched Open Data BR. We had 13 data sets. We didn't start with, we had a few low-hanging fruit items, but we included crime incidents, which was extremely popular. So all the crime incidents that are happening in Baton Rouge have been available since 2015, publicly available. And I think the actual data went back to 2010. In 2017, Mayor Broome and the council passed an open data policy. So what that policy did, it established open data mandate. Any data that we collect in city parish, which we collect in enormous amount of data, needs to be considered to be added to the open data portal so that the public can have access to it. It established a data governance committee. So that is made up of every department in city parish. In 2019, we redeveloped our EBR GIS portal, so that's our spatial technology. In 2020, we started our first Citizen Data Academy. 2021, we launched Open Budget. We revised the Citizen Data Academy a bit because of the challenges with COVID. We were awarded a silver certification by What Works Cities for our progress in transparency. And in 2022, we've been participating in a City Data Alliance with Bloomberg Technologies. That's been helping us to do more of the performance management inside of city parish. We also received an award for the Citizen Data Academy, and last year, 2022, we were ranked, Baton Rouge was ranked third most digital city in the US compared to cities of our size. So this is part of the report that we provide to council. So outreach is extremely important to us. Melody's going to cover that. We had 26,000 views in our Citizen Data Academy videos. We're up to 24, or we were up to 24 videos on the Data Academy. Open Data BR has 234 total data sets and 9.2 million rows of data. GIS has 80.3 million views, lifetime views of that portal. And we have, at the time, 52 public dashboards and web apps. So we have two open data platforms. And sometimes this is a little bit confusing to especially citizens, but there was a defined need for it. So open data is tabular data. Think about more like the financial transactions and such. The GIS open data is spatial data. It's different, and our open data platform didn't really accommodate it. So that's why we ended up with two platforms. So Open Data BR, that is our pretty much our foundation for a lot of the transparency efforts that we had. URLs up there. We have 53 data sets that are inside of Open Data BR now. 183 are federated to GIS. It's basically, like I said, spreadsheets of data. That's just the data set of data sets. So that's listing all the data sets out, but if you were interested in just seeing the open data type data, you can filter on columns, you can group by columns, you can do certain functions on columns. So definitely not program level type functions, but again, this is for mom and pop that's at home, and we want it to be easy for them to use as well. All of our data sets have metadata behind them. It's extremely important to us to make sure that we're accurately explaining what the data set contains. So we have a description of the data set at the very top. Down here we have data set information. So it's going to tell you how often it's updated, whether it's updated daily, weekly, occasionally, the owning department, a source URL, the last time it's been updated, and then below that it'll list all of the fields that are part of that data set, and again, descriptions about those fields as well. So doing whatever we can to explain what's behind, what that data set is representing. And then we also have added here recently featured content, which are the different, whether it's a visualization or if we created a dashboard or a map or whatever tied to that data. If that data is used somewhere else, we're also including it on the featured content side. So tabular data, you can create, line charts, pie charts, different types of graphs. All of those were built in. That functionality is built into Open Data BR. It does have some mapping. I'm going to come back to that. And then you can also download all of that data, or because y'all are probably more interested in this part, there's APIs. So you can interface directly with the data sets. Can sign up for a free account. What that allows you to do is you can save your data set views and visualizations and then also tie into the APIs. Partnering with our open data provider, we launched Open Neighborhood BR. So this is a much easier to use mapping interface for the public that uses the same data that's in Open Data BR. So right now we have fire incidents, police incidents, 311 calls, building permits. You can filter on council districts, the neighborhoods, the zip codes, and do different date ranges and such. So up here you see a couple of the pins. The yellow orangey pins are 311 calls. If you click on the pin, then you can get some of the detailed information, and it also displays over here. You can do switch to, besides just the pins, you can switch it to do heat maps. So this is still that, I think 311 calls over here selected. And you can see the different areas are highlighted red if there's a higher concentration in certain 311 categories. And then what's also cool is the data sets that have a time indicator as well. You can see what time of day those calls are coming in as well. GIS open data, again, as I mentioned, this is all of our spatial data. You can download formats, the KMLs or shape files. We also have APIs here as well. Again, you see the categories similar to the open data categories, keeping things consistent so that if somebody comes from one site to the other site, it should make sense. Metadata on the GIS side. So these are ISO 19139 standard metadata. So there's a thumbnail, there's identification, data quality, spatial reference, attributes, all of those things that are important to explain what's in that data that you may be interested in. We have REST services that you can tie to. So we have other folks that are tying directly to our REST services. So that's going to be our lot information, street center lines, hydrology, the different canals and such that are going through the parish, land cover, transportation. So again, all the roads, we have a bridge layer. There is a GIS portal that has all of our dashboards and maps that have been built on all of that GIS data that's in the GIS open data side. 35 dashboards and web apps, 80 PDF maps. The GIS lookup tools are also on that site. What's cool about these is that this is it's basically search bars for address data. Property information here, over 40 details. It's basically anything that you need to know about a piece of property. So similar to Open Data BR, so our GIS platform is ArcGIS. Sign up for a free account and then you'll be able to save and create map layers. We have some folks that have created maps pulling in city parish data, but then also data from federal sources, other local sources. We use it extensively in our emergency operations center during, say, a hurricane event, where we have all of our local layers loaded up, but then we also have layers from NOAA with the hurricane track and radar layers and different things like that from sources outside of EBR. And I'll turn it over to Melody now.
This is when we engage you guys into participating with us in all of the different aspects that he just spoke about. We borrowed this particular graphic from Esri. It is pretty much the trajectory of what we want our community engagement to look like. Government usually starts off with a linear type of communication, in which we tell you things, and pretty much you take it and you leave it and go about your business. But what we want is a more interactive type of style with our citizens today. So we engage our citizens in one of the most important aspects of our jobs is in local government. We created a new section of IS called Data Analytics and Performance. It pretty much puts together our transparency and our open data initiative along with our GIS team. We work together to promote performance management. Our Citizen Data Academy has 4 themes. The introduction to open data, so it'll give you the basics on how to navigate our site. It goes into community planning, basic living in Baton Rouge. It talks about our lookup tools in that one, in city parish government, like government functions and things like that. So far we have 25 videos in our collection, and 34K views and rising to date. This is the paper that's with the other incentives. It lists all of our different websites that we support. It also gives you access to our open data policy. It shows you exactly how your government is working to make sure that all data is open for you guys, that assists with the public. This is also a way to contact us for Facebook, Twitter, YouTube account, and you can email us directly at isoutreach@brla.gov. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell if you found this video informative. Check out our previous videos for more information on Open Data BR and EBR GIS portals. Follow us on social media for updates. Thanks for watching.